Yes, we can hear you loud and clear now.
Thank you.
How
Hello,
are you,
sir.
Dmitry? How's everything with you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Have you
Okay.
already started or not?
No, we are not starting. Thank you, Mahesh.
Mhm.
We can start.
Yes, sir, you can go ahead,
watching
sir.
this recording as
Okay. So, hello everyone. This is our last live session number 3, for specifically for exams, and if you're preparing for the exam for this course, this is going to be the main reason why we are here. The second one reason is some unanswered questions from the last live session is also going to be covered here. Apart from that, if there are any questions, you would like to ask, then you can do it via YouTube chat. And if you are logged into our live session, Zoom live session, which I don't see anybody right now, but if you do at a later stage, we'll take those as well. So Shyam is our MC of sorts. So Shyam, over to you now. And with me, I have Professor Dmitry and Shyam, both of you. Sorry, I forgot to do the introductions.
Yeah, you're not alone. You're not alone, Bala.
I'm not alone, yes.
This morning or this afternoon.
So we have a question from Ankush Kumar regarding the emerging technologies that would disrupt the industry in the next 5 to 10 years. We would like to take up this question.
Okay. Who is going
Dmitry,
to
you want to
start?
go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello, everyone who are listening to us. This kind of question, they are too generic question to have a kind of interesting answer for that. But of course, we need a technology to manage our main challenges. And today we are facing the climate change challenges, which impact a lot of people around the globe. So, and this technology that will help us to cope with these issues will not disrupt, but they will change our way of doing things and our way how we are living dramatically. Okay, when we make a strategic technology forecast, we formulate our questions a bit more precisely, because behind of each technology we have a function. We have a function to realize, and in order to predict which kind of technology are going to really impact our reality, we look which function today is performed not efficiently. And today we have, for instance, a lot of mobility, which is really dramatically inefficient. Just an example, the internal combustion engine, which is a major source of energy for mobility today, the efficiency of this engine less than 25%. It means 75% we produce pollution. Okay, and if people are talking about electric vehicles, don't forget where is from electricity for these electric vehicles, because most of the source of energy comes today around the globe and in each country particularly from the fossil fuels. It's still not from clean source of energy. So that's why even you use more electric cars, you pollute even more. So this is a one issue which also generate a lot of health issue. Many technologies that we embrace a lot today, like information technology, our smartphones and so on, they produce a lot of problems as well. The level of concentration of our students decreased dramatically because the generation who was born in 2000, they have experience with mobile phones from childhood. And today we have really issue about keeping people concentrated and mental health. This also direction about technology. And of course, I don't want to replace the 17 goals which was formulated by United Nations. But if you are interested to see what kind of technology are really will be a keen technology with a high impact, you can take this list. You can check your knowledge with the help of Gapminder, because most of the people, they have very fuzzy idea what are those goals and how do we advance towards these goals. We do advance, but not how do we believe. And after that, you can identify on which direction we have most problem. And of course, for this most problem, the new technology will change our life. This was, too generic question, my very generic answer.
Okay, I'll take an attempt at it from what we've already covered in the course. So that may probably help you to sort of correlate, saying, okay, this is what we learned in the course, this is the question, and how does it all pan out? Let me try that. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. So what we've learned in our course is these are in particularly week 4, you would have come across this S curve. So typically you have the startup phase. You look at the how the first baby steps in technology is. It's not so linear. It's very fuzzy. It's up and down. There's a lot of data. So this is time, and this is, let's say, for the lack of any other, I'm just going to say sales or acceptance, right? So that could be acceptance, it could be sales. It's very, very fuzzy to begin with, because people don't understand what is really going.
Sir, just a second. We are not
Yeah.
able to view the full screen. The
Oh,
white, the gray space area is also visible.
oh, okay. Let me see. Thank you for bringing that up. Is that better now?
No, the S curve is not clearly.
Okay, so let me, is there there used to be a whiteboard here. Let me choose some other blackboard. This time, let me take a blackboard instead. Um, Let me know if you can see this screen.
Now it's better.
Okay, all right. So trusty old browser. All right. So I had drawn this. This is what it was, and there's a lot of fuzzy stuff here. This is sales, and this is time. So what we talk about after people get an idea of what your technology is, you see growth, rapid growth, pretty much linear, or it seems linear because it is linear for most parts. There's exponential growth because of the acceptance of this technology. People find it useful. Some features are being added based on feedback or whatever. And there comes an inflection point, which is the middle point here, where things start to mature, as we call it, and it starts to slow down a little bit. And towards the end, this is actually a much straighter plot, or it could also be a bit of fuzziness here, because you see that it's coming to an end, as they call it, because now either the needs are even more than that is satisfied by this product or service. But it could also be another thing, which is what is quote unquote disruption. So typically, it is noted in many cases where you can already see the growth of the next S curve. Okay. So people who are aware of this technology being slowing down, or what Professor Theodore Modis calls the late summer, early autumn kind of, if you accept the seasonality. That's the season when things are slowing down. However, there's also the start of the next product or service, which can either replace or go hand in hand with the previous generation of the product or the product itself. And again, there's a lot of fuzziness here because people don't know what this new technology is doing. And you can see that again, there's a period of linear growth after the initial acceptance. Now, oftentimes we see that this whole zone is very, very chaotic and is not so easily discernible. However, it is discernible if you have been tracking this technology from the start to the almost very end. You see that it can be substituted, it can be disrupted. Why is it disrupted? Because you didn't know it was coming. But if you've been tracking it, if you've been tracking other alternatives, you see that one or two of them are catching on, and you can see that this is what is going to take the place of this one. The need hasn't gone off, the need hasn't changed a whole lot. However, the technologies are being slowly replaced. So, in my opinion, when you hear the word disruption, that says that you are caught off guard, which means that you did not see this coming through in your field. Because it was somewhere else and it was very difficult to discern that. So if you are aware of what are the alternatives to your technology, like say, usually people start their systematic studies of what's going on in around late autumn. That's what Professor Dmitry and I were discussing. Is that late autumn and early winter is when people even start discussing about what's going on next, what shall we do next with this, because we can see clearly that it is reaching its maturity. So you're never caught off guard. So you see it as a natural substitution, or at least towards that. It cannot be a disruption if you don't know what's coming. So this is my take based on what we've discussed in the course on what we discussed, what was just asked as a question.
I think Ankush Kumar joined briefly for a moment and then left. I hope this question was answered by Professor Dmitry and Professor Bala Ramadurai. I think we can move on to the next question, which is again by Ankush, and this is regarding the blockchain technology, and he wants to know how it can be leveraged in the supply chain field in order to enhance transparency.
Okay. Dimitri is definitely the expert on supply chain, so I'm going to let him do that. But before that, I would just like to say that what I know about blockchain and and the question that is asked. So how can we leverage it for enhancing transparency? So this is a technology and its use. So I do not see what is the forecasting part of it in the context of this course. So that's my main concern here with this question is this can be answered. It's not that it can't be answered. My pointing out is that what has this got to do? Yes, it looks futuristic. Maybe that's why you're saying that this will help you. But this is more an idea and about using one technology for a purpose. So this is this you should go and find out in yourself on what's happening in this technology. I don't know what's the technology forecasting part of it, because as again going back to the contents of the course, you should have where, what, and when. So I find that this has what, but it doesn't have the where of the when. So which is why leads me to think, what's this got to do with what we're discussing? This is my understanding. So now I let yes, Dimitri, your opinion on this.
Thank you, Bala. Thank you, Bala, to explain clearly how technology replace each other in your previous answer, and thank you for this introduction. Yeah, the question is formulated not properly in order to answer for this question. When we are talking about blockchain technology, we first of all need to understand which existing technology it's supposed to substitute. And if you look from the perspective of data exchange and so on, At this moment, the one of the principal advantage of blockchain, they cannot be modified. The data cannot be modified. They cannot be, changed after it was generated. But what we use today, this is a cryptographic, and it exists since the beginning of the era of computers to exchange sensitive information between companies. And with the blockchain, they already on the discussion more than 10 years, even more. Okay, if you look to the first paper when it was invented and suggested, it's much more than 10 years. Why they're still not here? The answer is simple, because the expenses to this technology is higher than benefits that we can profit from. That's it. And they need enormous computational power. And the computational power today, this is very expensive resource, because if you think that just your cars and your mobility or your airplanes produce a lot of pollution, the computers today become the leading technology that produce a lot of pollution and a lot of problem in our environment. How it happens? Because, for instance, today one of the limiting factor of advancement with artificial intelligence, it's not the algorithm, but this is energy expenses or computational power needed to have this algorithm operating. So that's why just very big companies like Microsoft, Google, and others, they can allow to themselves to run this model, which require very heavy and very brute force computation. The blockchain today is still the solution which cannot be accepted by everybody. It's very expensive. So this was not the answer for the question, because as Bala already mentioned, the question was not formulated properly. We do agree, but I suppose it can have you some hint to which direction you can analyze the situation. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, just to add on to what Professor Dmitry said, in terms of our course, again, bringing back why, so I've seen Professor Dmitry do this in the expanded version of the course or in the workshop, is to look at the potential problems, the drivers and the barriers that we talk about in the course. So what's moving this technology forward and what's making it not move ahead? An analysis of that will probably give you some hints on what's really stopping blockchain from being accepted. Why is it considered expensive? Why is it expensive? So in terms of what it is, what is really stopping it from? What are the problems that are unsolved at this stage? Why do companies not take it up as a mainstream technology for increasing transparency? So these are some things that could give you hints on what is really stopping this technology from being accepted. But again, I add that saying it needs to be in a particular geography and in a time frame. That's when this will make sense. Otherwise, you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. So, which is fun also, but it'll stop at being fun and a learning exercise, not useful for you as something that you want to do. So that would be my advice.
Yeah, thank you, Bala. It inspired me to make kind of comparison. If we are talking about supply chain, we know that delivery by helicopter will be much faster. Okay, but we still continue to deliver by vehicles and by trucks. Why? Because it's affordable. If you are talking about applying blockchain technology in supply chain, a lot of connection, a lot of exchange today, and most of connection today in supply chain go through the mobile devices. And mobile devices, this is another place where can we use this heavy technology. So it's like, helicopter. Is it good? Yes, it is. Can we use it? No. Why? It's just not feasible. It's not just it's feasible. It's interesting. It's wonderful, but it's not affordable. Let's us see from this perspective. And don't forget the supply chain. This is a entirely complicated relationship between many, many participants. You have hundreds collaborators in a very simple delivery, for instance, and the production of fruit juice. And if one or two of them cannot afford to use blockchain, blockchain is not useful because the information has to pass through all participants. That's it.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you so much, Dmitry, for that addition to that. All right, back to Shyam.
Apart from this, no more questions from the student.
Okay.
A general discussion on the criteria for the examination. It's that learners should have submitted at least 3 assignments, or if they have submitted 4, best 3 will be taken, which will account to 25% of the total score. And in the examination, they have to secure 30 out of 70, which will be conducted in a proctored examination. So the criteria is already given in the course page also. Learners can go through that. Anything else to be added to this part, or else can we move on to the last part of the session?
Yeah, my suggestion is that I'm sure you know this already, is assignment progress sheet. In that will give you the scores, but you need to convert it into 25% of the best 3 scores that you have. And your 75% of your exam, I think the total will be out of 50 in the exam, if I'm not wrong, but it will be converted to a 75%. And you need to score at least 30, so that's at least 40 the combined score, then you get a certificate. You can get a certificate. Are you going to walk them through the format also, Shyam, or this is pretty much?
This is
This is
format
it. Okay.
is the MCQ.
Okay. Yeah. So the format is the following. It's going to be multiple choice questions, and I believe this is all. Why am I saying believe and why don't I remember? It's not because of my poor memory this time. It is because there's a lot of mix and match that we do, and system the machine does the mixing and matching. We don't do it. So hence that's why I can't give you an exact answer. The main focus is to see if you've absorbed everything from the course, and multiple choice, and a few of them will be multi-select, which means there will be more than one right answer. If you got a few right, but not completely, then there's some partial scoring as well. It's standard all across NPTEL courses. Our course is no different from those marking patterns. Some of them could be what we call a case-based question. We have given some of those, so you'll be given a short paragraph about a situation, and you'll be asked 4 or 5 questions based on those questions. Again, an application of what you've already learned in the course on invention versus innovation, the speed of invention or acceptance, what goes into technology, what is the S-curve, what are the elements of these. Those could be potential ones that you will be quizzed on. So those are pretty much the standard things that we cover. Mainly, let's say about 50-60% is to test whether you recall stuff from the course. If you go through the transcripts, or if you have the time, also the videos, you should be in a very comfortable situation. Anything to add, Professor Dmitry or Shyam, apart from what I said?
For exam, I'd like to add just good luck.
Yes, of course. Yes. Good luck. And we still have 9 days. If you have any questions from now until, I don't know if it's 23rd or 24th that you're taking it, you still have 8 days to post a question on the forum, and we'll be happy to take the answer. I will give you the answer as quickly as we possibly can within these 8 days.
All right. Thank you, Professor Bala and Dmitry. As mentioned by Prof, we will take up further questions in the. Thank you all for that.
Okay. None of the question, no questions in the YouTube as well, right? Yes. No, none there either. Okay. Got it. We are all covered. Thanks a
Okay.
lot, Professor Dmitry and Shyam, and the NPTEL team for making this happen. Thank you so much. Have a
Yeah.
great day ahead, and
Yeah.
wish you all the best to all the learners.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Ciao.